Hello, this is Dia Damson, and today I am going to do a really fun painting. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you do, please don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell for notifications for my future videos. And this one is going to be another simple painting. It will take a little longer, but there is a lot of repetition. So I am using wet on dry technique, which means I'm bringing in a wet brush and my canvas is dry. Now I'm outlining my rectangle, which represents the frame of the window, and inside that frame is another frame, which is the inner frame, and then I have 9 little rectangles in the center, and that's going to be the windows of the window. So the first thing I will be doing is kind of creating almost like an outline, so no outline is really connected all the way. And then with the wet brush, I'm going to activate that color a little bit more and bring it into the areas that are white. So this will be absolutely the same between that blue, the darker color which represent the window, and you can mix your black either with brown, which I did, or you can add a little bit of blue to give you a little more dimension to the black, so don't just use black. For the brown frame, I added a little bit of red in it and even a little bit of yellow, so 3 colors. Burnt sienna, red, doesn't matter what red you pick, and yellow, it doesn't matter what yellow you pick. The blue, I just use the phthalo blue, and pretty much all those 3 elements are absolutely the same techniques. We're using wet brush on dry canvas. For the plants, I kind of sketched really fast circles all around on the bottom, almost like an oval or a triangle, and then few of those elements will be sticking on the sides. So it looks like somebody trimmed the flowers so you can open the window. And what I'm doing for the leaves, I'm creating a U shape, and with a darker green. I will be mixing my green with yellow, also with ochre, and I'm going to alternate between a darker green and the medium green and lighter green. So you can always light up your green with a little bit of yellow, and you can darken it with a little bit of blue or black, very little. So don't use the secondary color, a lot of it. And for the flowers, pretty much the flowers will be just a circle with whatever flower color you want to do. I am doing like a darker orange, so I mixed cadmium yellow with a little bit of red to create a darker orange, and then later on I'm going to add a center which will be a little bit lighter, so I probably will use cadmium yellow with lemon yellow or just any yellow that you have. I'm filling in now with a darker green, and pretty much all those leaves look like spots. It looks almost like we're creating a giraffe spots, but later on, little by little, is going to start looking more like a plant because we're going to fill in. And on the end of the video, I'll slow down a little bit so you can see kind of how I am adding the little details on the end. Since I'm waiting for all the plants in the window to dry, I'm going to add a wall to this painting, and it's going to be very, very vague. I'm using for the wall color is ochre with a little bit of black in it and white, so it's a very pale transparent color, so there's a lot of water. I'm going back to the window, and you're going to see that quite a lot. All the areas will have at least 3 to 4 layers of the same color in different strands. So it's some same color, it's gonna have more or less water. And we'll do the same thing for the windows. Now our shadow is coming, or our light is coming directly kind of a little bit on the top of the window but straight, so the shadow on the window, you want to emphasize the darkness on those rectangles on the top side. Like the corners on the top, it should be a little bit more shadowy. I am adding that mixture of burnt sienna with black and white, very pale, one more time, and it kind of dirtying almost the background. So I don't want to create too much of a background. I want to keep the window as a focal point. And I added a little bit of very transparent gray little spots, kind of to give an illusion that maybe it's rock. Or it cracks on the wall, so I don't want to concentrate on that part. Also, I have to add a little bit of the blue inside the top part of the flowers or the plant, because that blue frame is very bright. So if there is a little space and I add the blue, it's going to give me more dimension to my painting. I am starting to add the deeper shadow in most of the empty spaces inside the plant with a combination of green and black, and also pulling some of that shadow just with water and extending it. So if I keep my shadow further away from my plant, it's going to give me the illusion that that plant is fuller and thicker. And also I'm going to go back in one point and add a secondary shadow a little bit closer. And yeah, so this is important part. The shadow is a very important part to add. And you see how the flowers, little circles, got really bright by me adding that yellow center. So they just popped out. And I'm gonna add more of the dark leaves or the shadowy parts in that part of the plant on the top, so giving more thickness to the plant. Doing absolutely the same thing as what I did on the top, just giving a very transparent background with the ochre and black and white. There is more water than paint. And also that will be very good way because to fill in, because my plants are dry right now. So if I'm running my brush over very gently on the areas that are white, that is going to create a very good color and a filler to the areas that are just paper. And there's a few leaves that look more like leaves, but most of the leaves do not have exact shapes. So I'm going in, adding a little more shadow. That's gonna help even more. So we're going back and forth between all the elements until we are done with the painting. And you see how that top part looks so much better than in the beginning. So we can keep it really transparent all the way through, but if we add more layers, it's going to make it so much better. And if I add one color in one place, I usually go around and add it in a few other places. So adding more interest to the wall, I'm just getting a little bit of a grayish color and kind of rand it on the wall. And also with a clean brush, I blend the edges a little bit so they don't have like a perfect edge. I wanted them to be softer. So I slowed down the video for you here so you can see how I'm adding more of the same color but a little bit darker, so not diluting the color at all, and adding a few little lines coming from outside in, and that makes the window look like it's either wood or rock. That will be almost to whoever's looking at the window what their imagination will make. We'll just let them have it, but we are making that element with more character. I'm adding a lot more shadow to the top, kind of under neat line of the browns and blues and also the black of the window. And here I'm just going to add a little element that it's going to represent maybe a crack on the walls, but I am not really concentrating on that element, I'm suggesting it. So that's why it's so transparent. So I don't want to take away from the window. I just want to add kind of a secondary elements there that are suggestions. And every shadow or every color that I add, I actually go around and add it to a few other areas just to kind of marry the picture together, to make the whole picture seem like it's all together versus one color that it's kind of alone in an area. And by adding a little bit darker color around the window, we can create two illusions. One that the window is weathered, or the other one it's indented a little bit. But pretty much that's it. We can end it right here, put our signature on, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know how your window turns out, and please don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you get notifications for our future videos. And happy painting! Thanks for watching.